heck of a game for us because they played so well and so hard, and they're completely different from the first 3 teams we played, and we knew that coming in. They're an older team, obviously extremely well coached, and their program has, even though they've changed coaches, the tradition of their program is a tradition of excellence and going to the NCAA tournament. So the kids who have been there, they already know it. The kids who transferred there because they feel they're going to win, and they have won, and they played like it tonight. They played like an older team. For us, when I say unconventional, that doesn't mean that that's bad, but it's when you have 4 guards and a lot of dribble penetration, that we haven't seen that, and we've practiced against it, and overall we did a good job against it. We held them to 63 points, but I thought they were tougher than we were by far in the first half. We were not ready for that level of intensity from our opponent, and they played with that intensity throughout. And obviously in the second half we matched or exceeded it, and that's why we won. Trey was magnificent. Vernon Carey, not just for a freshman big guy, but for a big guy, he had a hell of a game. He really played well. And Jack White gave us a huge boost toughness-wise. Really, really good. And then Joey came in in the first half for a little bit. In the second half, when they went zone, a little set that we run, we know he's going to get a shot in the corner, and he hit 2 of them in a row that made it from 10 to 16. But the second half, I thought we played with the intensity and the will to win that you need to. In the first half, I thought we were outplayed, and we're fortunate to be up by 2, really. So we learned a lot tonight, and we learned another way to win. These guys, it's a young team, a lot of pieces. They came together, and we had 30 offensive rebounds. That's great, but it means that we missed a lot of shots. I think we had 70-something shots, 73 shots for 74 points. I think our offensive efficiency was not at a high level, but thank goodness our will to grab balls, especially in the second half, was there. So anyway, I'm pleased with us winning this game and the way we won it, and turning things around at halftime and coming out with the level of intensity. It's a long season. There are many games, and this is a good learning experience, I think, in that first half for our kids. And they're good. They're going to be a tough out for people because they have depth, coaching, and maturity. Good combination. Good win for us. Any questions?
You have to be pleased with your players on a night when the offense is much. Your free throws aren't falling. A lot of guys found ways to contribute when the shot wasn't falling. I noticed Stanley had 9 rebounds. You mentioned White and all, but you have to be really pleased at this point in the season that the guys are stepping up and recognizing that.
Yeah, well, the second half especially. We missed 2 dunks. Yeah. I mean, Vernon, I don't know how that ball didn't go in twice, but those things happen. And so there are a lot of frustrating things. And, when we say that our offense was going, right, let's give credit to them. I mean, they're coming after you. They have great quickness, intensity. When I say rat, that's a compliment. They rat on balls. They're strong. You have to be strong. And, so one of the reasons we missed was because of them. That's really the main reason.
What did Dick do at halftime to take away the 3-point shot?
No, we just started playing better. You know, I mean, we left the corner 5 times, you know, in the first half. And a big thing is scouting. You know, these kids, this was a game not of knowing plays that the opponents do. This was a game of knowing personnel. And so when there are certain guys, when number 1 is in the corner, you can't let him shoot, because he can, that's his shot. And we let him shoot a couple times. Yeah, and we, yeah, and when you're not completely into what you're doing, you make mistakes. And so we made some mistakes on 3-point shooters, and in the second half we didn't. So.
Coach, in so many years we've seen the teams that are supposed to win, and the teams that are supposed to lose win. What do you think in the aspect of basketball, why does that happen? Why do the underdogs beat big teams like we saw Kentucky go down to Evansville?
Human nature. So, you know, there's nobody who's supposed to win. So your question, I'm not knocking your question, but I am, I guess, a little bit. Nobody is supposed to win or supposed to lose. They're not ordained to win or lose. That's why it's called competition. And people who compete and work hard turn out to be winners. And people who don't turn out to be the team that the winners beat. So it's just the way it is. And that's what makes competition so good. And in our sport is more prone to upset than any, because there's just 5 people out there. And so there's age, athleticism, maturity, all those things, depth, and a lot of things that people can make up differences. It's not, that's why there are a lot of upsets, so-called upsets in our sport. A lot of people can win, and you have to be ready to play all those people.
You said it's a long season. Obviously this is early, but you've seen a lot of teams at this point where they've had a couple preseason, played 4 games. I mean, you've coached and seen a lot of teams at this point.
My teams,
your team,
yeah.
At this point, what are your impressions?
No, I like my team. Yeah, I like my team. They've worked hard. They didn't approach the game with the intensity that they needed to. I'm not saying they weren't ready. They weren't ready at the level they needed to play that team. And that team saw it. And it gave, that's what I've told them. I've told my team this a number of times. Especially in the last couple of games, coaches have come in here and said how hard Duke plays. Boy, I would like to see how Coach K's teams do. And those are great compliments. However, it also is your calling card. If you show up and you don't play that hard, you give a lot of confidence to the other team. Well, they're not who I thought they were. You understand? And that's human nature too. And so if we don't come out and match or exceed that effort, we're giving our opponent momentum right from the start. And I thought that was evident right away, because we weren't strong with the ball. And you could see not that they weren't confident, but their confidence grew. And they played their butts off. Yeah, has their coach been in here? Yeah, I don't know, what he said, but they played hard and well. Yeah, they played hard and well the whole game.
Anything else for Coach? Trey's offense tonight, did you anticipate him having some shots available the way they played?
No, he's getting better.
Okay.
Scoring wise, he works every day. Again, the last 2 summers he's been out for 4 or 5 months. So, he can score. Obviously, he scored 31 points tonight. And, I'm not worried about him shooting, and a lot of other people are. Like, he's really good. And he put on a hell of a performance tonight. you know, some of his stuff in the full court, you know, not only his finishes, but they weren't fouls like this.
Yeah.
You know, he's like a running back for crying out loud. And then he still played on the defensive end, you know. I mean, he had a great performance tonight. And look, he's one of the best players in the country. And, you know, he showed it tonight. You know, he really led us. And so, proud of him.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you.